Well, in the past few days, I've been struggling to create. I'm not that I've been running out of ideas. I've had ideas, but I kind of had this brick wall. Like I've been struggling just to push forward, just to create another script for some of the content that I've started. And yet, I've had like plenty of ideas to try out. Sometimes you just have to be in that state, you just have to embrace whatever situation, or I don't know how to put it, but I just feel whatever situation you kind of face, or whatever, be it a struggle or a success, you just have to embrace as it is. So I had been in that state, like, just being stagnant, just having this writer's blog, creative blog, and I just had to embrace, because I knew that forcing it, trying to do something that will end up making or compromising whatever that I'm trying to do, it's not really worth it. But now I had this idea where I create like content that will be podcast like, nothing hectic, nothing scripted, but my thoughts on some of the topics that I'm interested in. Because sometimes you sit and you have a lot of thoughts, you think about a lot of things. Like, for instance, I watch a lot of movies and TV series and other TV shows. And one of the major things that I think we kind of do as filmmakers or as creatives, we kind of like critique whatever that we see. If I'm sure painters do that too, photographers, I'm definitely sure they do that. Musicians, they kind of do that. So every creative, I believe they would be in a situation where they critique some of the work that is out there based on whatever fact or the opinions that they have. So I wanted to do the same. I watch a lot of movies, and sometimes, I grow or want to tell some of the ideas by just critiquing whatever that I see on the screen. So that's what I wanted to do basically. So I coined this concept, the couch in the middle. The couch in the middle. And one of the first things that I'm going to talk about films. Hope you can see that. What about films? Whew. Difficult topic, right? So let me just put you into context, right? This past few days, while experiencing this creative blog, I was kind of like checking a lot of other YouTubers on YouTube, a lot of content creators on social media, also watching a lot of TV series and movies. I think it was kind of relaxing moment for me, and gathering other ideas and see what other creators are actually doing out there. So I bumped into this lady. I forgot her YouTube channel. I couldn't even see the entire video. I don't know, I was kind of busy, but she was talking about critiquing films, South African films to be exact, because the intro was kind of like apologizing, to the audience. Not really apologizing, Mara, but kind of putting a disclaimer that, it's her opinion, and there's this thing in South Africa where South African films are kind of like forbidden from being critiqued by, whoever that's critiquing them. But anyways, it was those things that were mind provoking to me, because I was like, what kind of thing is that, where you can't critique someone's work? How do they grow? She was like, people attack you for just critiquing South African films as if we're supposed to accept whatever that they give us, and which is fair, given the fact that maybe we are not too exposed to a lot of films that are, you know, have like a lot of substance. That's my opinion, because I created this platform, Couch in the Middle, to also critique some of the South African films. And I will be doing that, unfortunately. And if you come for me, it's okay. Let's have a conversation. But I would be glad if we can have like a constructive one, where let us check these films, let us back them up with facts. Of course, it doesn't mean that I'm expecting filmmakers to drop their opinions, but I mean, even if you're just an ordinary viewer, yeah, but let's just have it constructive so that we can grow together, because I'm not saying my opinions or maybe these ladies' opinions were finer, or that's how things are supposed to be in the film industry, or whatever the case may be. It's just her opinion, and these are my opinions too. I've never been on a big production. I've never been on a South African big production. The only films that I know that I've been exposed to are just short films that I have created or that I've collaborated with other creators. So, but it doesn't mean that we don't see what's going on out there, We check films from the other side of the world. In the US, we check films in the UK, in Asia, yeah, and other places, Mexico, you know, with the minds, even here in Africa, with the mindset of trying to see how other filmmakers are creating, what kind of different styles are they. And to my surprise, I've seen other places grow in terms of how they create, in terms of how they improve, using these techniques that are out there. Obviously, it doesn't mean that it's a one-size-fits blanket. We all, like, I check some of the film critics, and see what's happening behind the scenes. So I kind of get this sense that other people from other places are actually growing in terms of how they create, and hence they also get like big awards and big exposures, and create big superstars. And my opinion is, I haven't seen a lot of that in South Africa. We've seen beautiful productions, yeah, but few of them, to me, were like, outstanding, yeah. And I think going forward, I'm just gonna structure them nicely, where I, go film by film, in terms of how they created, what is it that I've spotted, and what is it that I love, So yeah, that's just that. So far, just in a nutshell, I've seen like a lot of big productions. I know that they access funds. They're doing amazing work, but I've been struggling with some of the mistakes that I don't know they probably would have mitigated. I don't know what was going on. If it's a budget issue, if it's time issue, or is it a skill set thing, or because sometimes I feel like, I don't know if they're taking us for not really fools, but I don't know, like it's kind of like they're undermining us when they give us films with like typical mistakes that should have been avoided. And yeah, I've said that I've never been on a big production, so I wouldn't know what could be the reason, but I always think if I can spot it, as a viewer at home, how did it pass all of this, people at the executive level, how did it pass the editors? Yeah, man, to others, it's just obvious things. Like, I'll give you an example. It was the first time watching a TV show called Side Dish. So when I checked the film, this series, I think it was few minutes into the first episode, and then the next thing I saw like a big mistake, man. I mean, the lady was driving from the house, from the garage. So it was her in the car, and then the husband was outside, and then the maid and the kid. She was supposed to go to, a vacation with friends, and obviously now she's just saying goodbyes to, the family, and then she drove off. But now driving from the garage to the gate, she makes a phone call. Of course, she stops at the gate and then took out the phone, makes a phone call, and you could see that the actor realized that she might have pressed like a wrong button, because the phone comes down to check if she did died or punched maybe a wrong icon in the phone, and then I think it was kind of like slowing down, and obvious even the reaction was, let me continue with the performance. It's probably not a big deal, but as soon as she continues with the phone call, what you get is the phone now start lighting, right? So, and the camera is on this angle, so it's her on the driver's seat. So now the camera was actually shooting from this direction. So I mean, from the passenger seat, outside the passenger seat, through, So you could see the phone part of the screen, you could see what's going on. And one of the things so it was just obvious, man, you could see like the phone is on camera mode. I was like, jeez, bro, And she continues to do that, to be on the phone call, da 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 da, and then but to me, I was like, Esh, what could have been done? One, could they have shot this from a different angle, have a retake probably from a different angle, but at the time thing, the editors, could they, maybe they could have done something, mask the entire thing out. You can put any other thing when you mask it out. You can put a cell phone dial kind of, image, or just leave it blank, because we know some phones, when you die, they just become black. You could have done that. That's my opinion. So it bypassed everyone. So if it was a time constraint thing, and they had like one shot from one angle, that means that, okay, there's nothing that they can do from the DP side. Then the shot was already, taken. It probably skipped the directors, it skipped the cinematographers and everyone else. But now, the post-production, was it a heavy load? Was it a heavy work? Because there's not too much graphics that I've seen on the thing. Maybe I should watch it again. But anyway, that's my opinion. That's one of the things that I've done. And another thing that I've been struggling with in other productions, South African productions, is, well, I haven't checked in Western films, but I know I've seen some where, someone wakes up in the morning and they're just miserable. In South Africa, I've been seeing like this thing, and it's been happening on a lot of production where Women would just wake up in the morning, full on makeup, hair on fleek, everything is just on point. So to me, it doesn't seem like someone is actually waking up from, sleep. And to my thought, then, here's my 2 cents. Now, if we can like create a makeup of someone who's, miserable, say a druggie, it's just a junkie, and then you create a makeup for that, or a makeup for a hobo, or I don't know what they call hobos nowadays. I know that the slangs have changed, or someone who's homeless, or someone who, who's like zombies, or someone who's injured. We have makeup artists that can create all sorts of looks. Why would we skip over, waking up? Because I mean, this person has been sleeping. Couldn't can't we have a situation where we can just simply have a basic makeup, or a simple puff, get the hair all scruffy and all, and then they are waking up. So that's my opinion. Of course, I wouldn't know the details because I've never been in a big production, as I've said before. So I wouldn't say maybe maybe it's a maybe it's a budget thing, it's a time thing, I don't know. But I'm just saying that I think these things, they are kind of habitual, and for me, I feel the thing of, I get kind of cheated. I don't know if it's a right way to put it, but I've seen wonderful productions as well. So far, I've seen Gambit production. To me, so far, I think I love what I've seen. I love what I've seen, and I'll try to cover some of the productions that I've loved, that I've seen, that I kind of like fell in love with them. One of them is Blood and Water, of course, especially the first and second season, I think, because on the third season, I don't think that I've watched everything, because I kind of felt like, we kind of shifted from the main story, I know they have to stretch the story. I mean, Blood and Water had awards or nominees, whatever it is. It was critically acclaimed, and they probably made a lot of money out of it. I haven't checked the reviews or articles about it. I'll try to do that when I cover like everything in depth. But I believe that from there, there was a demand. What's next? And that's what they created. But the stretch, I think it was too much for me, because from having these kids that are trying to find themselves, one character is looking for a sister, and then all of a sudden now they found each other. They become now crime detective, solving cases that been put. I'm not saying that it's a wrong thing. The story is still beautiful, because I've checked like the first few episodes. I don't know. I just kind of like felt I'm gonna come back and check the entire story, and I never did. So I think I lost the that edge, that the longing of the new seasons. And it's not only Blood and Water. There's other nice series that I've seen that I felt the same thing, like Sex Education, same thing. I think the recent season, I couldn't finish it because I felt like there's a lot of changes, a lot of stretch, and I kind of like, I kind of felt like I need to adjust into these changes. And once you say I'll come back, and you don't really get time to come back and check the entire thing. I don't know which other productions that I've seen. Yeah, but there's also other TV shows that have felt the same thing, just the decline. It's not like what's the series? Um why am I forgetting this? Breaking Bad, yes, Breaking Bad. See, the nice thing with Breaking Bad, like it ascends in terms of, the interest, the the suspense, and like everything is just it's just there, and you long for the next one and it doesn't disappoint. It keeps on ascending, and I love that about it. So yeah, with Blood and Water, the first and second for me was amazing. I think Savage Beauty as well, amazing. Loved it. I haven't finished the recent season. I have nothing against it. It's just that I haven't got time, I think recently I've been having like a lot of work, and I kind of jump between this, that, and that, because of a lot of reasons, of course. But I loved Savage Beauty as well. Recently, Blood Legacy, Gambit as again, loved it. The one with Gail Mabalane, I forgot the name of. I'll check the series name, and I'll try to cover that as well. Yeah, for me it was. I've watched the entire season. It production wise on point, technicalities on point. I love the lighting. I love even the makeup. I love the action is amazing as well. I just feel what's happening with Blood and Water season 3 is what you get on the same. I forgot the name of the series where Gail Mabalane is a helper, and she kind of like get into a situation where she's trying to help her husband. From the husband is arrested, so I think he escaped and is trying to get the husband. No, he was released from jail, so he disappeared. And then she's trying to get the husband, and along the way, there's a lot of things happening because there was gangsterism involved, and I think he was wrongly implicated, and yeah, and that's just the bottom line of the story. And then she happens to just be on a killing spree. So yeah, for me, there's a lot of things that I've questioned, but the story is quite amazing. The suspense is there, the production is amazing, but it's not one of my, but it's amazing. Yeah, I think those are some. Oh, I forgot. What's this? What's seduction? Yeah, I'll check the name. Something seduction. It was also created in Cape Town. It's amazing as well, where you have the lady who's a lecturer and happens to be on an affair with a student. Her husband is a judge, and the judge arrested I can't remember the story very well, but it was also sexual. Yeah, I forgot the name. I'll just try and cover that as well. I love that, but one of the things that I've seen there, it's those kind of mistakes where you have the full on makeup. Lady wakes up full on makeup. I didn't like that, but the entire thing was amazing, quite addictive in terms of suspense. Yeah, but those are some of the TV series that I've loved.